Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Devin Adams. I'm a Fortinet instructor here in Tempe, Arizona for Dynamic Worldwide, and I record these videos for the people who take my class. And in the last couple of videos, we were testing the dead peer detectors and also the link health monitors and comparing the two. And that's just fine, but someone came out and reached out to me and asked, well, what about partial redundancy? So partial redundancy is where we don't have uh, a primary and a secondary WAN connection on both sides. So usually it's going to be a headquarters that has multiple connections, and then it might be a remote office that there's only one WAN link. So how does it work then? And I said, you know what? That's a really good question. we should try it out. So that's just what we're gonna do here. I'm completely winging it. Okay. In other words, I don't really know how well it's gonna work out, but essentially, I went ahead and I booted everything back up. Yes, thank you, Windows, for rebooting my machine last night and taking down all my machines. But I'm going to remove the secondary WAN link here. So I'm just going to hover over the link in GNS3. All right, till I find port 2, and I'm going to delete it. Now, I went ahead and I cleaned up the remote FortiGates, and this thing actually now only has a single WAN connection on it. All right. Um, so as you guys can see here, I mean, even though there's an IP address, there's no static route for it. At least there shouldn't be. Dang it, there is. I forgot to take out the black hole routes. There we go. I'll just actually delete them because those tunnels don't exist anymore. I'm trying to start over. Um, so as you guys can see here, we only have one WAN IP address, right, for the default gateway, and also for our firewall policy rules, we just have the interwebs. So, and just to test that out, yeah, Google's working. All right, so not too bad there. Now, I was going to clean up the other machine. Before recording the video, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to take a second here and actually show that on video because you know what? It's not a bad idea to show some tips and tricks about removing VPN tunnels because it can be tricky, especially because things usually can't be deleted off of the firewall if they're being referenced in several places within the configuration. So it can be challenging. So I thought to myself, why not record it? So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So let's go ahead and take out the VPN tunnels that we created in the earlier video on the headquarters side. So let me get into my Windows machine here. All right. And let's go ahead and log into our FortiGate. And I can't even remember the IP address, but thankfully the history's on. Anyways, here we go. And these are the free VMs that are off the support website. They're still good here for a minute. Yeah, for a minute. Okay, so I was just making sure they weren't going to expire like in the middle of this video. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening now. Now, our goal here is to get rid of those VPN tunnels. Okay, so if we go to VPN and go to IPsec tunnels, we can see them here. All right, we should not be able to delete them at all. And the reason why is because they're being referenced. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, in my humbled opinion, if you're wanting to remove the VPN tunnels, all right, is this reference number right here. These reference numbers is everywhere that it's being referenced within the firewall, okay? Obviously, if this was production, it'd be in a maintenance window, and we back up the configuration, but hey, that's the best part about about lab environments. What I think is neat about this, though, guys, is that you can actually see our health check monitors that we did in the CLI right here, right? Isn't that kind of cool? So, and look how easy it is to delete it. So I'm just literally going right down the list. I'm deleting each one of these, all right? And I'm deleting the firewall policies that are referencing them. Okay. And then I can terminate that last tunnel, and now it's gone. Okay. So there's no trace of it now going forward. Same with this one right here. So let's do that for the remote too. All right. This time I'm cheating by holding down my shift key and deleting all of them at once. Honestly though, guys, just be very careful when you do that in real life because, you know, you're also deleting firewall policies, static routes, all that good stuff. Okay. So, but now that there's nothing being referenced on them, I can actually delete them without a problem. Okay. So we do not have any more VPN tunnels on our headquarters FortiGate. So we're starting over pretty much. So all right, let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, so here I'm going to create my VPN tunnels, and I'm just going to cheat here by using the wizard. All right, so I'm going to make a VPN tunnel from this WAN connection to this IP address to this WAN connection to this IP address, and then we're going to do the opposite on the remote side, and then just test it for connectivity. All right, and that should take care of number 6. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'm going to go to my IPsec wizard. I'm going to say to remote 1, all right, site to site. The remote address is going to be 10.200.3.1, okay, and then a super secret password. Guys, in real life, of course, that'd be super long and complex, but always check it. I'm that guy. I fat finger the password all the time. So here we go, WAN, and then going to 10 to 20.1.0/24, okay, create. What is this? Look at that. What happened here? The object already existed in our address groups. I've never seen that before. Okay, good times. I guess it's the problem with using the wizard. Anyways, so what happened here is that when we hit the firewall policy and deleted it, this is referencing names and IP addresses. So I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you guys. Okay, sure. Let's clean that up too, because you know what? I want to cheat. So here we go. We're going to go to policy and objects. We're going to go to IP. Nope. We're going to go to addresses. Okay. And you see how we have our address groups that were created by the wizard? That's what they're barking at us about. Yeah. So we'll delete them real quickly. All right. Not a big deal. All of these were created with the wizard. Okay. So just want to make sure. There we go. None of those are there. All right. Ooh, I wonder why it's not letting me delete those out. Oh, okay. I guess there's still black hole routes to them or something. There we go. See how handy that reference number is? I did that all by by choice. No, I'm lying. Anyways, guys, I forgot that this black hole route here actually wasn't referencing the VPN tunnels, so they didn't show up when we deleted the tunnels themselves, but they're still being referenced in the black hole routes, and that way traffic doesn't try to leave the WAN interface if the tunnel ever goes down. Okay, now it should be able to let me delete those policy and objects. So, and you know what? I'm glad that actually happened because I can now make sure I don't do that again when I go to the other side. So, and now they should delete just fine. And now these aren't in groups, so they should delete just fine. Man, what a pain in the patella. All right, let's keep going. Let's try that again. So, um, yeah, VPN. Let's go to our wizard. I'm laughing because I'm nervous. I'm just kidding. I'm not nervous. Okay, so 2, remote, 1, repetition, right, guys? All right. 10.200.3.1 is the make-believe public IP address. Our super secret long, super secure pre-shared key. Yeah. So, all right. Local interface, LAN to 10.20.1.0/24. All right. Great. Yeah, now that worked. Let's add another. And now, interestingly enough, we're going to do a 2 remote 2, but this time, guys, we're going to pick a different outgoing interface, and that's pretty much the takeaway message. So it's still going to the same public IP address, all right, but it's going to be leaving out port 2. Now it's saying that there's a duplicate entry here, so maybe it won't let me use the wizard. All right, I've actually never tried that out before, and it doesn't look like it wants me to do it. It's kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, look at that. All right, sure. You know what? I do what I want. We'll just go to custom. It's not a big deal. Here we go. Static gateway. So we're going to say 10.200.3.1. All right. See how I didn't have a problem there. There we go. Outwan 2. Okay. NAT transversal, we don't need it on. Okay. Pre-share key is going to be password. And then I'm just going to keep. Oh, man. And by the way, I'm not too sure what the defaults are on those. So I'm going to have to double check that. Here we go. So 10.10.1.0/24 going to 10.20.1.0/24. All right. Yeah. There we go. All right. And now I'm curious. These free VMs, to make sure that you're not using them in the in the in production, they keep the cryptos really low. All right. So if you notice here, guys, it looks like DES and MD5 are the only ones on proposal 2 that they're allowing. All right. Let's see what they're doing on phase 2. I bet you it's just as low. Yeah, DES and M5. All right. And then a test environment, that's fine, guys. It's not in production. Those are antiquated. So, but here in our lab environment, it should be okay. So I'll just make sure that they match for the sake of everything. Here we go. All right. And then also here. All right. So at least those stayed. Okay. Wow, what a pain. And now, guess what we have to do also? We have to come to our IPsec VPN tunnels. Here we go. Policy and objects, IP4. Okay. And if you notice, the wizard already did the hard lifting for us. All right. So, you know what? I'm just going to cheat. Yeah, straight up. Are you guys ready? I'm just going to copy and I'm going to paste. And then I'm going to come in here and just change the interface to 2. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I'll just say 2 remote 2. All right. Enable it. And then down here, oops, I have to copy it first. So I'll hit copy, paste, and we'll say from remote 2. Yeah, there we go. Enable the policy. Okay, so we're not done yet though, right guys? To remote 2. Why did it do all? It shouldn't have done that. All right, so source, it's going to be to remote local subnets. Destination is going to be to remote subnet. All right, cool. That's kind of weird, but doesn't matter. All right, there we go. So that should be good. Okay, so okay, guys, what's next? Nothing's going to happen without them routes. So let's go over to network. Let's go to our static routes. Okay. I love how these videos are always like 1,000 times longer than I want them to be. So here we got our remote going to remote 1. All right. But here I'm just going to go ahead and clone. And instead I'm going to say 2. Okay. Now don't forget, this is our backup connection, so I'm going to make the administrative distance a little bit higher, so only one route's in there at a time. Okay, so, and then also the black hole route. Okay, I guess I should really change the name of that. Oh, you know what? Okay, this just looks confusing because there's no to remote to. Anyways, let me just make sure that's not going to. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't going to try to leave out the wrong interface. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and clone, and instead, and you know what? Actually, that's fine. It doesn't matter that we have multiple black holes. So this is basically saying if you're trying to get out the remote group, okay, and there's no tunnel available, route to null. And you see how high the administrative distance is? We don't need two black hole routes, all right? I know it's duplicate. Okay, so technically that was a hot mess, but technically we should now have tunnels on both sides at the headquarters sides. Now let's go over to the remote side and point two tunnels to the headquarters. All right, so here we go. Man, I never want these videos long, and they're always way too long. So let's log in. So here we're on the remote FortiGate, all right, and then there is no VPN tunnels, all right, but now I learned in the last lesson to do what? Get rid of these pre-made ones, ruining our lives. All right, here we go. Can't delete them quite yet. And we can't delete them because of the black hole routes. Duh, I knew that. I was quizzing myself. No, the black hole routes are gone. Yeah, they are gone. I just got to delete the group. I forgot that I did that before. So, all right, so let's go back to our policy and objects, our address groups, okay? So we got to remove them out of the groups first. See how we can delete them? All right, and then we should be able to remove them here. That way we don't have duplicates, okay? So, and then we shouldn't have a problem using the wizard on this one. All right, so let's go to our wizard. So we'll go to VPN, and we'll go to the IPsec wizard, and we'll say to HQ1, all right? And this remote address is going to be 10.200.1.1, and that is going to be the IP address of that bad boy right there, okay? Our super secret pre-share key that should match on both sides. All right, so here we go. Local interface, and going to our other interface. Now, if this doesn't work, by the way, guys, I promise you, I probably screwed up that custom tunnel by clicking the wrong cryptos, but we'll find out. So, all right, let's add another. Now this time, we're going to say to HQ2. We're going to have a different IP address. All right, this is now going to that interface right there. But do you see how we only have one outgoing interface? Because we only have partial redundancy. So if WAN 1 goes down on the remote side, guys, there's no helping anyone. I mean, it's just going to be down. So here we go. Local interface, local subnet 10.10.1.0. All right, bada boom, bada bing. Please enter a valid IP address. What is that, an IP5? Number. All right, just kidding. All right, there we go. Now remember, what's important here that we have to do? Well, we have to change the distance, okay? We don't want two routes in there at the same time. All right? Cool. I mean, that should be it. We should be able to test this out just fine now. So keep your fingers crossed. Let's get our command prompt. Let's ping 10.10.1.0. Oh, 254. Okay. We should lose one packet for the negotiation. All right. Then after that, look at that. Yeah, like butter. All right. So, yeah, not a big deal. So let's go to monitor. Let's go to our IPsec monitor, and it should only be that first tunnel. Okay. HQ2 did not come up because this one had the lower distance. Okay, so there's only one route in our routing table. We can confirm this by looking at our routing monitor. Good times. All right, same thing over here. Okay, so okay, you are not that PC. Get out of here. There we go. Jeez. Here we go. So we'll ping 10.20.1.254, which is the inside interface of the FortiGate on the other side. All right, and there it is. And once again, it should be HQ1. All right, so let's go to our monitor. See how we have just that one route because it has the lower distance. It made it into the routing table. Okay. If we go to our IPsec monitor, yeah, that's what we wanted. So now what about converging? Okay. So basically, that tunnel is going to stay up until it times out. Okay. Or until the dead peer detectors detect it being down. So, and right now that's kind of what they're doing right now. They're doing an establishment of hello. So I'm going to put a ping loop on this, okay, just to test it out. So now it's constantly going out to that second site. All right. So, and we're going to do the same thing here. And I'm not doing any smoke and mirrors. We're just going to see what happens. Okay. So now, a backhoe comes and digs up our fiber line. Oh no. And it goes down. Oh no. Let's see here. That's port 2. I'm cutting the right line. Okay. There we go. Now, what's interesting about doing this, guys, is that when we disconnect this in GNS3, it doesn't bring down the interface. Now, normally, if we had a physical connection between our FortiGate and our on-prem equipment from our internet service provider, I mean, it would physically go down, and there would be no question about conversion. So, but what's interesting about this is that, yeah, that link will stay up, okay, because it doesn't know about GNS3. And we can actually confirm that. Let's go in here, see how it's down. And if we go over to our network and our interfaces, okay, port 1 is up. I mean, we have physical connectivity. I didn't just right click this and hit disable or anything like that. So, and that's important because, routes will not just automatically remove themselves from the routing table unless an interface goes down. And that's really the advantage of having health links, because we might have a problem that's beyond, our first hop, our first, device outside of our FortiGate. So did this thing ever converge? Maybe it never will. No, it should. In fact, we can actually test this out by, hey, there we go. There we go. Anyways, by the routing monitor. See how now we have 2? Okay. So, and then if we go over to our IPsec monitor, yep, see how it's still doing 2? Okay. So, now here's the thing. There's nothing to say, hey, that tunnel is back up once we replug it in. All right. In other words, that interface never went down. All right. So that tunnel is gonna stay up, guys. The 2HQ2 until something else passes through it. Okay. So which is just kind of interesting, but that's just how it works. All right. So, you know, everything, there was no interface to go down, there was no interface to go up, no routes had to be rerouted, okay? And that's because we're not using any kind of link check. All right. So, but interestingly enough, if I go ahead and I stop this, all right, and I go ahead and I ping something different so it establishes a new session. Yeah, this is the remote FortiGate. I'm just making sure. All right. Here we go. Now I'm going to ping our internal machine right here. All right. So what's interesting about this is that, yeah, so those interfaces never went down. Actually, you know what? I might have my firewall on. Just a second, guys. I just realized it might never. Hey, look at that. It did come back up. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Anyways, let's do this. But still, let me turn off the firewall. Does anyone remember how to do that in Windows 7? No, I'm just kidding. All right. control panel. I'm finally being conditioned by Windows 10. All right, so Windows Firewall, okay, and we'll just turn this off somehow. All right, there we go. And I sure hope that is my IP address. Okay, it is 10.10.110. All right. Here we go. Hey, there we go. It was the firewall. So let me hit F5 here. Now you see how they're both up, okay? And the reason why is because there's nothing to take it out of the routing table. There is nothing wrong with having both of those tunnels up. All right. There's really nothing that's going to say, hey, bring this one down because we're not using it anymore. All right. So they can both stay up for that purpose. Now, eventually everything should time out and it shouldn't do its thing. All right. So let's go over to our routing monitor. See how we still have one route? All right. But there was really no reason to take that route out because there was still connectivity. All right. So so if you guys ever see that second tunnel stay up, I mean that's not unusual, but I promise you it will time out, and the primary will start being used. Now if that's something that you want to do um, more aggressively, there is different ways for you to put different options on how it flushes the sessions in the CLI, but that's going to have to be a different video. All right. So just simply because I'd have to look it up and have to do all the proof of concepts and stuff like that. So, but let's go ahead and do a 254 again. All right. And let's see what tunnel it's going out now. And if we go ahead and we go to our FortiView and we go over to our all sessions and look at our session table, all right, here we go. Source, destination. See how we have our two destinations? So if I right click this and I add the destination interface, we can see which tunnel it's going down. So right now they are using tunnel 1. So it is just simply waiting for that tunnel 2 to time out. It just needs to time out, guys. So we can bring it down if we wanted to, but nothing's flowing through it. So once again, if you see that second tunnel stay up, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. But if you guys notice though, it did take the full seconds to converge. So even though there's only one link monitor, all right, is it going to improve the conversion time? Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and try it, even though this video's way too long. But let's do it. Are you guys ready? All right. So let's go ahead and add a link monitor to just one of these connections. All right. So and the reason why we're doing one of them is because the link monitor will go ahead and send a ping packet, and there's 5 down pings. Okay. It will then it will then forcibly bring the route out of the routing table by removing it. Okay, so instead of relying on the dead peer detectors. So how do we do that? We have to go into the CLI. Now, just for the sake of the video, because it's easier to see, I'm going to use the terminal. All right, but you can do PuTTY or, you could do the console CLI widget. But let me go ahead and log in. Okay, and it's going to be configure system link monitor. You got to give it a name, any name you want. All right. And then if you do a get here, you can see the options. And then here I'm going to go ahead and say set the source interface to remote 1. All right. Set the server as the internal interface on the remote side. Okay. And then, gosh, is that it? I think that's actually it because you don't need a gateway IP address. Oh, source. You have to set the source so it doesn't try to use the WAN interface because there's usually no VPN IP addresses associated with VPN tunnels normally. So here we go. So 10, 10, 1, 254. All right. So that's going to look like the IP address that it's coming from. Now, it only works with any FortiGate other than 620. So if you're running any FortiGate 60, 601, 602, 603, whatever, you can come down here to monitor to the SD-WAN monitor and actually see your CLI link monitor healths. Okay, and you can even add the jitter latency and packet loss if you want to see the health of that tunnel. All right, so we have it working on this end. Now they're not bidirectional. In other words, guys, there's no intelligence of when to add or remove this bad boy here. Okay, so that's fine. But let's go ahead and do it on the other side, meaning like you have to do it on both sides. Okay, so here we go. I'll do it through the CLI again, through the console, so it's easier to see. All right, so this is on the remote FortiGate. Did I not do that password right? I don't think I did. All right, here we go. Configure, system interface. Nope. Configure system link monitor. There we go. Give it a name. All right. Set source interface to HQ1. Set server to 10.10.1.254, which is the opposite, right? So it's going to be this inside interface through the tunnel. Okay. Set source IP to 10.20.1.254, so it is initiated through the VPN tunnel and not associated with the WAN IP address. All right, and yeah, that should be it. That should be it. Let's check it. Okay, so here we go. Let's go down to our SD-WAN monitor. There's our link. Ah, look at that. I don't know why it's saying 000, but there we go. Had me nervous for a hot minute. I'm like, it's up, but there's no packets flowing through it. So, all right. So once again, guys, let's see if it converges any faster. Okay. That's my own personal computer. My bad. All right, here we go. So this is on the remote side. So we are going to ping something. So let's do ping 10, 10, 1, 10. Just for fun, we'll do a different IP address. All right. So and then on the on this side, let's go ahead and ping something. So we'll ping 10, 21, 254 minus T. All right, so the tunnel's going. And before, the dead peer detectors was doing the converging. And guys, remember that with the dead peer detectors, it's about a minute before it will bring it down. Okay, that's just how it works. You can tweak those. I think I left that that link in the video description. All right, so in the last video. So, but let's go ahead and kill that port 1. All right, here we go. So it's down. I'm just hovering over here to make sure that's only port 2. All right, so we lost a packet. Oh man, that's the worst. Okay, hey, look at that. Yeah, how fast did that converge? 2 packets? What? Yeah, so let's take a look though. If we go to our IPsec monitor, you'll notice that port 2 or VPN tunnel 2 is up, but our SD-WAN monitor is down, and that's why it removed the link so quickly. All right, so because it lost that 5 packets, and then it could no longer reach it, so it went ahead and converged. Okay, so, and then on this side, all right, it lost a single packet. What? Yeah, come on, guys, that's cool. Okay, see how it's down? It lost the connectivity. Okay, so, and then if we go to our routing monitor, it's number 2 because the distance is higher. It doesn't have 2 routes in there. So let's go ahead and bring the link back. Now, what's nice about this too, guys, is that once that link is up, all right, it is going to add it right away back into the routing table, which is going to force that second one out. All right, see how quickly that came back up? And if we go to our routing monitor, you see how we only have 1 route? And if you look over here, geez, did it not even lose a packet? let's take a look here. Let's go to our FortiView. Let's go to our all sessions. All right. See how we have two different. This is the ping link. This is me going out to my PC. Okay. So, all right. Let's do it. All right. Destination interface. Okay. So this is still just using the to remote one. All right. By the way, that is really weird. Destination. Seeing that, I don't know why that's throwing me off. Anyways, let's go look on the other side. Here we go. So if we go ahead and hit refresh, see how we only have HQ1. Ooh, why is that down? You guys see that? That shouldn't be down. Ooh, but it's still flowing? What's up with that? How is that even possible? Let's go to our SD-WAN monitor. So that's up. Oh no, it's just a web browser error. So now once again, guys, there's no reason for that tunnel 2 to go down. It's just gonna have to time out. All right, and you can verify this, okay, by going to your FortiView, go to all sessions, okay, look at your interfaces and just know without a doubt that it's using the tunnel that it's supposed to. And then eventually, I promise you that that tunnel 2 will just go ahead and time itself out. All right, it's just how the IPsec works. Okay, so there you guys go. So it looks like it's still beneficial to do the link monitor even if there's only one. Okay, and you shouldn't be concerned if that second tunnel stays up for a bit, at least in my humbled opinion. If you guys can think of any arguments of why it'd be erroneous for that to go down, just let me know. Okay, so other than that, yeah, so there you guys go. So that is a partial redundancy and getting faster convergent times still using the link monitor. So, all right, I hope someone found that helpful, and I will try to record something here pretty soon, continuing our last set of demos. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. Take care.